Okay, so Betro is the father of Rebecca and the father of Laban. Nahor is the father of Betro. Do you get it? Terah also goes back. I hope we are getting it. So please, let's get it once and for all. Who did Jacob first meet at the well in Padan Aram? Who did Jacob first meet at the well?
Rahel.
Rahel. Okay. Is the name Rahel or Rachel? Rachel.
It's Rahel.
Rahel.
There's people pronounce some of the name Rachel, and I've been wondering, oh, that one is a different spelling. Is it not the same spelling?
I think it has a different spelling.
They say because there was someone called there's a aggressive one here, friend right here. A friend Rachel. Okay.
It's Rahel.
Okay. How did Laban greet Jacob?
Kiss and embrace him.
Okay. Yeah,
Rachel is R-I.
Oh, okay. There's a difference in the spelling.
Yes, but
some is spelled like R-A-C-H-A-E-L.
No, Papa, I had a lady mate.
Yeah.
You had a lady mate. Hello. Okay. I thought you wanted to give us some, you was telling us something, but I think the line is off. How many years did Jacob agree to work for Rahel?
7 years.
7 years. Okay. So therefore, for the me man mo ye adwuma kakra bi ana mo change some kakra no mo jai. Who was the first cousin Jacob actually married? Who was the first cousin Jacob? Leah. To 7 years and then they were on a cone. How long after Jacob's first marriage did he have to wait in order to marry Laban's second daughter? Into when we bring the name Rahel, you get the answer. Into the actual Laban's second daughter. No, I'm confused. I don't know whether you get the whole thing. So
yes,
another 7 years. Okay. So put together will give us how many?
Baba.
Hey.
What? Baba. Hello, Baba.
Yes.
Hello. Yeah. So most of the times when we read and pastors preach, they said that Jacob worked for another 7 years before Rahel was given to her. But when last I was reading and I noticed that, I think the following week.
Wait. In fact, that's what I've just seen something here. Just a minute. Yeah. Let's correct this thing. Now, you saw me change and I unchange. I have to read the question again and to know where the answer is not 7. Now, how long after Jacob's first marriage did he have to wait in order to marry Laban's second daughter? Now, the 7 years was what he worked for. But he married the lady just a week after the first marriage. He married, the lady was given to him as a wife. However, he has to serve 7 years for that lady, even though the lady was. I don't know whether we get it. Yes, okay. So you saw that I was typing something, then I quickly read the question again and unchanged it. So a week after that, the lady Rahel was given to take as a wife. However, he was still serving the 7 years. So if you look at the number of years he has to serve to take the lady as the wife, as a form of paying the bride price and everything for the woman, it is 14 years. However,
yes,
7 years, 1 week, he started doing the do with the woman.
Yes.
I don't know whether you understand it. But at that time, he had not finished paying for her. I hope we understand the clarification here. So thank you even for prompting. But I also saw it quickly as I was just going over the question. Yeah, so a week, Rachel was given to Jacob. After Leah, the Leah was given to Jacob. Just a week, Rachel was added. However, he need to work for Rachel. Now, do we find some of these things in our culture? Yes, Papa, please come in first.
Yeah, I have a little bit of difficulty here. I am using the amplified version of the Bible, the Study Bible.
Good.
It does suggest that the verse 27, it said, finish the wedding feast week. So that does mean Jacob got to realize that he has been given the wrong woman whilst he was in the week of the wedding, or I'm getting confused with that.
Yes. Now start reading from
that's 26.
Yeah, no, even you the move
26,
from,
Papa.
Okay, but if you move from, I wanted you to read from 23 so that we get the story well. So read from 23. Let's go.
Okay, 23. But when night came, he took Leah, his daughter, and brought her to Jacob, who had intercourse with her. And Laban gave Zilpah his maid to his daughter Leah to be her maid. But in the morning, Jacob saw his wife, and behold, it was Leah. And he said to Laban, what is this you have done to me? Did I not work for you all those 7 years for Rahel? Why then have you deceived and cheated and thrown me down like this? And Laban said, it is not permitted in our country to give the younger in marriage before the elder. Finish the wedding feast week for Leah. Then we will give you Rahel also, and you shall work for me yet 7 more years in return.
So is he understanding now? You get it. Okay.
Yeah.
So whilst the day that they had the feast, the day that they agreed that customary, legally you are married, don't go. And those days they were not having sex before marriage. So it is like after the marriage, then you can go and have sex with the person. Now, it was even in the evening before Jacob, Leah was brought, the woman was brought to the man. Now, in the evening, the man also, by one or the other, because maybe he has not had any intercourse with Rahel, or maybe know her that much when it comes to nakedness and other things. The surprise thing is he also took the woman into the tent, had sexual intercourse with her. Then the next morning, realized maybe they look alike a little. Then the next morning, he realized that no, the woman who was with me wasn't the right person. So went to the father to say that you have tricked me. I didn't ask for Leah, and you have made me go into her. And the father said, oh, no, in our system, the elder go before the younger. So finish the week. Now, the wedding week of the Jews lasts for 1 week. It is a whole ceremony. It's almost like the way our friends from the Islamic religion, how they do their wedding. You know, it lasts for about a week. I don't know whether any of you have stayed in the Zongo related areas before. I was staying in Medina, so I witnessed a lot of it. You'll be put in a room, and then all the things will go on, even for about a month to the marriage. You will not see the man. Then at night, you'll be sent to the man after the whole thing. Then there will be changing of dressing, music being played, food prepared, eating, and you go to greet the man's family. The man also come and greet your family. And it's just like that. So it's about a whole week. Yeah, na ya worry and anything I end you do only moon account. Yeah, the accounts okay, we are only. That's why we say at least only moon dear. Me, if I'm counseling you, I say only moon dear at least 1 week be the and Kenya bad. So as I didn't mate kakra. But basically this what happened. After all this, then the man realized that it was a wrong meat. So finish the marriage week and then we will add the other one to you. So Rahel was brought to him. So that one is a special arrangement. And then you serve another 7 years for her. So in total for Rahel, Jacob have to serve 14 years for Rahel.
Yeah, Baba. Yes, Baba.
I'm tempted to believe that. The veil that Leah was wearing wasn't a transparent one for the husband to be able to identify her that is not the right one.
Masa, into Mura Demona, who you know, one I don't know. At
that point,
Papa.
Yes, bro.
I think it's a preconceived idea for Laban.
Oh, yes, Laban planned it.
What I realized, Laban planned it, and it could happen that evening, they give him a lot of wine to drink.
Possibly.
And they waited too late. The darkness has fallen. And they brought the lady to her, and in his mind, he knew that it's Rahel. So the joy and the excitement made him go into it fast. And when he finished, he fell asleep deep. He fell asleep. So when he woke up the next morning, he saw that it wasn't the right person.
Yes.
He took sleeping tablets.
I'm happy you were comparing you were comparing it to the Muslim marriage.
Oh yes.
And when you look at this Saudi Arabia and Kuwait women, how they dress, it will be very difficult to identify them.
Yes.
So possibly that was how Leah was packaged to him.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that is possible.
And I won't dispute the fact, because if you are looking at the Islamic religion and the way they live, they dress, it is like those days, ancient Near is those days, how they used to be. They seem to have kept some of their cultures, especially their way of dressing and other things. You know, those days, the men leave their beard and then cover their hair. Do you get it? When they want to pray, another thing. We are more, let's say that we have revived the system. So I know sometimes I say that if it happens, that if we are to go to heaven, and then God says that the religion we chose wasn't the right one, then we really suffer. Because there seems to be law. I don't know whether you get them. They still follow the law. We are saying we are under the grace. And so things are different now. And under the grace, the things that are happening are a lot. So sometimes I say that when you look at the way of living and other things, yes, they have kept it. It seems even now, it's not that I see people using the Israeli, what the rabbis use. Now when they are preaching, I see it around them and other things. Our gown, for instance, if you look at it, when we're looking at the priesthood, what Aaron and Co were, you see that there's a little difference from what we were now. A little bit, some few things. But when you look at the Muslims dressing, like the sheikhs, they try to do some designs in front of their batakari, trying to create that kind of symbols. You know, they have been trying to look at some of it's something I want to do. Actually, I'm praying to God I get a funding, trying to look at some of these things. Maybe in a project like Masters or something. We look at how to really understand their religion and also understand our culture, like our traditional stuff, and how to bring our Christianity into there. It is something that we need to look at, take seriously. And we can also say that this system of marriage, where you have to show, you have to perform the rites. Now, the woman is living with you per agreement between the two of you, and the woman is living with you, and then you are given a period to finish performing the rite. Do you know that our system, our culture also has something like that? Who can tell me which part of our culture, our traditional system, also seems to be towing that line?
Asiwa.
Esiwa, not really. Esiwa is the Onia. So on the meeting. But this one, a person is living. Rahel was given to Jacob. Moreover, Jacob have not finished, but it's an agreement. So Jacob needed to finish paying. At that time, 7 years, can you think of something within our culture setting? Now, we have something we call knocking, kokoko. Do you know that when people go to pay the kokoko, it's assumed that Oshusha will banner or meho? I don't know whether you hear those things. At the end of give us this number of years, we will come and pay the right. So sometimes you see the people going to live with the man, practically living with the man, and then the number of years come, the family is aware, accepting that you are going out with our child. You know, I don't know whether you get the system. So sometimes culture.
Yes.
That's some of the things. When you get to see Eliezer, yesterday when we're talking about Eliezer went to Laban's house to pick Rebecca for Isaac, you realize that he went with gifts. He gave some, we saw it, he gave some to the brother, some to the mother, and those things. When it comes to our traditional settings, he gave a ring or even to the woman. In our traditional marriage, you have to give a gift to the brother, which is a contase kind, which Laban took. I don't know whether you guys are getting me. Give the woman, the parents gifts. And that is what Eliezer did, gave the parents gift. It's part of our culture. We also give gifts. Aside it, look at it, gave ring and other jewelry to Rebecca. And we get the same thing done. When you're going to marry a woman, you have to present a set of jewelry. It's part of the list. You have to put a ring. And basically, some of the things that we see in these old years seems to be things that we have revived in a nice way and we are practicing them. I don't know whether you guys, you see where I'm coming from.
Yes, Papa.
Yeah, so sometimes it's not everything that we will say that our culture is so much fetish and evil. Some of our culture, some of the things are being practiced there. We will get to know where, as we go on, we'll get to know when someone will die, and then the brother will have to have sex or marry the widow, and then the widower and have children that will be born for the dead person. Remember that someone took the sperm out and God killed the person for that reason. And this is part of our culture.
Yes.
Okay. This is part of our culture. Even where I am in Pasa here, it is a rule. So if you don't want the woman to be disgraced, even sometimes the women even go to beg the dead, the brother of their dead husband. At least una would there. Please, I beg you, don't sack me. Don't let me go back to my people. It's a disgrace. Accept me as your wife. So you see them having 2, 3 wives. And there are a whole lot of issues.
Wow.
Sometimes we talk about it because in the Presby Church, don't say I said it too. We don't give communion to polygamy. But some of them too, it is by tradition. I came here and I realized that, hey, tradition is different. Because there's one in my church.
Wow.
And then the family was telling Papa, the way they healed this man for accepting the woman and the way the woman had begged, I was just like, wow. Then I go to know that child, at the end, I know do maybe a different no. And you know, Mama yan to us on ya but you know be friend well. But you know,
yes, yes, but this is biblical. Where one dies, his brother takes over his wife. I wanted to ask if Presbyterians accept this, but you just told us that Presbyterians would not permit such a person to take communion.
Yeah, polygamy, because if the person had not married and it is one wife, one man, that one no problem. But usually most of the times those people, they are already married and they have to adapt to their wives. And so it's not accepted. And let me tell you, there are so many asofos who are even there, and then these issues are happening because they are so many there. Worry more account. But into one. You struggle. You see that family bond, you know. That family bond, you know, is breaking away gradually. Say, oh, maybe be masonimu, mena meshano, mena matiejina. Those things are going off. It's in our boy and you be say, or in a banana and a papatiasi. Over patiasi and our when you happy baby tina. Sometimes we need to look at it, and we pray we get the support to go and learn further.
I think those issues are.
Yes, Papa, we are listening. Oh, I think his line is off.
Yeah, I think those are purely cultural issues.
It's not culture, it's traditional.
They are purely cultural dynamics.
It's traditional.
Yeah, like I said, almost the possibly the traditions and culture, perhaps they are heavily intertwined. When you come to Ashanti, for example, you cannot marry your late brother's wife. That's not possible. It's an abomination here. So I don't know if it happens elsewhere, but within the tenets of Ashanti, you can't do that. It's a huge abomination.
But in Ashanti region, you can marry your uncle.
Uncle's daughter.
Uncle's daughter, or not the anymore. Who is even your nephew? Who is even your nephew?
Yes.
Anyhow.
Cousin.
You can imagine, but even that one, just very few people does that.
Oh, Nana, Ekoso. Ekoso. If you look at somebody like Abraham,
it happens, but
Sarah,
one in a million.
Look at Abraham and Sarah marrying the stepsister.
Yeah.
Look at Rebecca and Isaac, cousins, nephew. I don't know whether you see some of the things. You know,
yes, they are close relations.
Yeah. But they will have sister be when you're off and I catch and say, open. You be true.
Dear Bayono.
Okay. Laban gave which servant? Hey, Nana, for. Yeah, but both is a Swami MP. Commercial for my set record, baby. Laban gave which servant girl with Leah? He said, okay. You, Mate. My idea. Laban gave which servant girl with Rahel?
Bilhah.
Okay, good.
Bilhah.
Good.
Bilhah.
Why did the Lord open Leah's womb? According to verse 31, why did the Lord open Leah's womb?
Because she was not loved.
Because she was not loved. That was it. The guy na Jacob in Timindo.
Yes.
Leah had all of the following sons, except, and this one, do you remember the genealogy? I gave you the various children of all of them. What is that? Abemu. So Leah had the following sons, except
Benjamin.
Benjamin. Good.
Benjamin.
Who gave birth to Benjamin?
Rahel.
Okay. Rahel's children were how many?
Two.
So Benjamin and who?
And Joseph.
Okay. So basically, it's important for us to know the women and the various children that they born. So can you see from the page? Is the page showing?
Yes.
So it's not clear. Is it better now?
Okay.
Is it better now?
Clear.
Yes, it's clear.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is Jacob.
Rahel.
Do you get it? This is Jacob.
Joseph and Benjamin.
Leah was the wife. Rahel was the wife.
Yes.
Zilpah was the concubine, the servant of Leah. Bilhah was
servant of Leah.
The servant of Rahel. So let's look at it. Leah gave birth to Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, and
Zebulun. And
wow.
So these are the children of Leah. Mind you, Dinah's name is like this because she is a female. The rest are all male. Now,
hey, Papa, so one could enjoy all these benefits.
I don't get it. Benefit as to
getting a wife and having her servant at the same time.
Yes. Why did it happen? Now let's get it straight. When Leah started giving birth, she gave birth to these 4 children. Rahel was still not having any child. Therefore, Rahel decided that per their culture, if you are not having a child, you can let your slave or your servant to born children for you with your husband, just as it happened to Sarah and Hagar. Do you get it?
Wow.
So Rahel decided to give Bilhah, convincing Jacob to born children with Bilhah so that those children will become hers. So Bilhah agreed and gave birth to Dan and Naphtali. Then at that time, before this one will happen, Leah had already given birth to 4 children. And she was not having children again. So when Rahel did this, Leah also decided that no, Rahel seems to have gotten 2 children now. And she's having 4. If she doesn't take her time, and then Bilhah continued to be giving birth.
Overtaking baby.
Therefore, what will happen? Since she's not having children again, since the Lord had closed her womb, she will also give her servant, Zilpah, to Jacob, so that she will also continue to born. So if you look at the arrangement, these are the first 4, continue with these 2, then these 2 came. Then this ones came before the last people. So it has been arranged according to their in their order of age. Do you get it? So then Zilpah also gave Gad and Asher. Apparently, Jacob did not have any child with Zilpah, Bilhah again. And then Zilpah gave this. Just after that, then the Lord opened the womb of Leah again.
Okay.
So then Leah gave birth to Issachar and Zebulun, and then probably Dinah. It was then after that Rahel conceived and gave birth to Joseph and Benjamin. So this whole thing has to be a form of way enya, and then not the champua or to do dinner in niaji, not the na ye way ya. Dear sisters, into also the Nidiaba, where Sufi and Co, you know, also the Nidiaba. And I don't know, as for Jacob, he was just firing. What dear Fabra?
He was just enjoying.
Oh, what dear Fabra?
Fabra, oh, fire. He was just firing.
Jacob, no, not that time, no. I took motor school, or very careful.
Oh, fire.
Okay, so basically, I hope we understand the system now. So those were
they really enjoyed.
Yeah. Who was Leah's firstborn? So we just look at Leah's children. So I showed you the order that Reuben. Okay. So if you have forgotten, go to the page, what's the name? The YouTube, you get the video there. Learn it, take your time, play it over and over, the survey, go through them, and then you pick it. We have put it on the YouTube because people keep on joining the page. And it means that almost every time we have to be going back. Now, because it's on the YouTube, yes, so just subscribe. Once you subscribe to the page, any new video, you get it. However, you can even just be going there and be looking at the videos. Those are the lessons. All these things have been done to help us. Because right from Noah's time, all has been included. Abraham, Sarah, Keturah, whatever. So please, let's get it. Leah's firstborn is Reuben, followed by Simeon, Levi, Judah. Then there was a stop. Then we came to Dan, Naphtali. Then there was a stop. Then Gad, Asher. There was a stop. Issachar, Zebulun. Then came Joseph, Benjamin. So Rahel's children are this, Leah's children are this, Zilpah's children are this, Leah's children are this. And Leah had in all 7 of the children. 6 male, 1 female. Oyade. Mama nom.
But Zilpah is counted.
Mama no mo. Me at 7. Come so mo to us 14. No many mo double numbers na Kenya bad.
Is it 2, 3?
2, 3 na mo. Ufe bin ka ho. Bisa me say
me onu kura ku pie percent le go aso be se woro.
Bisa me say me kra hin na me si mo. You pursue koto pasa ho baby and abegunu says udinyansa to ho.
Oh, 7.
Who was Leah's firstborn? We have answered. Okay. Which of Leah's children was named with the statement, "This time I will praise the Lord"? Which of Leah's children was named with that statement? This time.
Judah.
Okay, Judah. And Judah was which of the bones? Was it 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th?
4th.
Yeah. What characteristics did Leah have? According to verse 17, what characteristics did Leah have?
Weak eyes.
Yes, he had a weak eyes. Those who did literature, what does it mean to have a weak eyes? Yes. Oh, are you sure? The view.
Yes.
Weak eyes. What does
On
it
channels.
On channels.
He easily cry or what?
Easily crying.
Is also weak eyes.
Okay.
We are sure. Let's look at the content. It was said. Leah's eyes were weak, but Rahel was beautiful in form and appearance. Into Yobi no muna nenim. Matthias here. Obia muna nenim.
Bono face.
Memuna.
Hey, Memuna, wa mama kame wachi. Wa mama kame Madina wachi. Madina taxi rank Memuna wachi. Rade.
Wow.
Mama mpaye yamfa menko akra. Kodi mi wachi bi.
Wow.
Abayancha.
Nana, enche 2 years ago. Next month, 2 years ago. Yet enche 2 years now, be.
Enche.
Okay.
Abayancha.
I mean, when Rahel saw that she was bearing no children, how did she respond to Leah? When Rahel,
jealousy.
She did what?
Jealousy.
He envied her.
So, but we
jealous.
Jealousy. See.
Jealous.
Jealousy.
We don't have envy. No jealous, yeah.
Who was Rahel's maid servant? Now she gave to Jacob to bear her son. So the win. Okay. You. Who was the first son of? Yes, Fufulefo. Who was the first son of Rahel's maid servant, whose name reflected, God has vindicated me? That's right. Who was the first son of Rahel's maid servant, whose name reflected, God has vindicated me? Mr. Two questions.
Dan.
You said who? Dan.
Dan.
Yes.
Dan.
If you look at the chart, I showed you the chart. Most unconscious chart, who was Leah's maid servant that she gave to Jacob to born her sons? Leah's maid servant. Hey, oh yeah, sure. Leah's
Zipper.
Zilpah was for Leah. Bilhah was for Rahel. Let's note it. Zilpah was for Leah. Bilhah was for Rahel. So let's note it. Who is Asenath? Who is Asenath? We see Asenath here. Who is Asenath?
Joseph.
The wife of Joseph.
Okay, the wife of Joseph. Good. Who found plants in a field that Rahel wanted to obtain? Who found Reuben? Okay. What did Leah give Rahel? Battering for a night with Jacob. Because Leah wanted to have Jacob that night, and it was a time for Rahel. So Leah have to give something so that Rahel allow her to have
Mandrake plants.
Come again.
Mandrake plants.
Okay. Mandrake plants. Okay, correct. What into lobby? What